for another 2 minutes and then let's start the session.
Okay. Good morning from Ireland.
Good morning, Vincent.
It's very good to be here. Yep, we'll wait a few minutes. I'm one person to arrive as well, so we should be okay.
Perfect.
Okay, and you've started the recording. Good.
So, good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome each one of you to INICIO 2025 and Educational Expo conducted by EdHoc and 24 News Channel. I am Jasira, one of the branch manager at EdHoc International. EdHoc is a leading educational consultancy having headquarters in Dublin, Ireland, and we have like 10 plus branches, including Ireland, UK, Middle East, and India. And we also have the privilege of enrolling 5,000 plus students across all over the universities. So without any further delay, let's move on to today's session. So this session is about ICD Business School. So we have been associating with ICD Business School from the beginning of EdHoc, and ICD was established in 2001, and it provides varieties of courses in all streams like accounting and finance, business management, and many more, including undergraduate and postgraduate programs. So let me invite ICD Business School representatives to take over the session.
Thank you very much and good morning. My name is Vincent Barry. I am the Managing Director of ICD Business School, and I am here today with my colleagues, Ms. Joyce Zhao, who is the Registrar of ICD Business School, Ms. Sharon Fernando, who is Quality Officer at ICD Business School, and Mr. Manjunath Suresh, who is also Quality Officer at ICD Business School. So I would like to thank you for that very kind introduction, excuse me. As was mentioned there, we started in 2021. We will actually be celebrating our 25th academic year this year from September onwards. So we would expect to have a lot of celebrations in relation to that. Without any further ado, I will go ahead into my part of the presentation. I will do the first half, and the second half then will be presented by Ms. Zhao, our registrar, because that relates to applications and visas, etc. So we just have our vision statement and mission statement with regard to ICD. As we said, we started in 2001. We will be celebrating 25 successful years later this year. We are focused on areas of business, in particular, accounting, financial services, business and related disciplines. We offer a number of programs currently to international students. In order to do that, all of your qualifications have to be accredited and validated by, in Ireland, QQI. QQI stands for Quality Qualifications Ireland, and they are the government body responsible for monitoring the excellence of programs that are offered. So we'll go into our first program that I'm going to talk about today, which is our BA Honours on Accounting and Finance degree. This is a 3-year program. It is specifically for persons who want to become, qualified accountants. So you will go through the 3-year program, and then at the end of that 3-year program, you would go on to your final stage of your professional exams with the professional body. In Ireland, currently, there are 2 professional bodies in accountancy, that is ACCA and Chartered Accountants Ireland. Just in case anyone was wondering, there used to be another body, CPA, but they have amalgamated with Chartered Accountants Ireland. So in terms of qualifying as a professional accountant, you have 2 bodies. This program is a 3-year program. It will give the successful graduate the highest number of exemptions from ACCA, the world's largest professional accountancy body. It will also give you exemptions from Chartered Accountants Ireland. Currently, those would be at 4 exemptions out of 5 from CAP 1. The good thing, if that's, the good thing about this particular degree is that it is very specifically aimed at those persons who want to become accountants. As you can see, we have a number of firms there mentioned on the screen. Our graduates work for companies like Deloitte, KPMG, EY, PwC, etc., but also for a large number of financial services companies. I should also make the point at this stage that currently Ireland is experiencing a boom in financial services. There are a number of reasons for this. One is that Ireland, as you may or may not be aware, is an island next to the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom voted to leave the EU, which meant that quite a number of the financial services companies that were operating in the UK, particularly in London, have relocated to Dublin. In Dublin, we have a financial services centre, an international financial services centre, which currently has about 750 firms, ranging from the likes of Citibank, Bank of America, JP Morgan, CNP Santander, etc., right through to specialist financial companies. Ireland has has created a situation where we are not cornered, but we have a large percentage of the financing of aircraft leasing, and that operates out of our financial services centre. Sorry, excuse me. So it is a good time currently to study accounting and finance. This degree gives you the highest number of exemptions. It is a 3-year program. At the end of it, you can make a decision if you want to carry on studying, that's fine, and or you can go straight into work in an accounting firm. And there is a specific visa for that purpose. So you can do the 3 years and you can go to work immediately with an accounting firm, and you can do your finals at night, as they would say. They're actually done online now with ACCA or ACA. This program also, as an undergraduate program, allows the successful graduate to apply for what is known as a stay-back visa. So you can stay back for 1 year, and you can look for a job. As I say, currently demand outdoes supply. Most of the graduates, if they want to do this, do it immediately. But you do have the 1 year stay-back visa. And that allows you to, if you find a job within your specialist area, in this case, accounting and finance, financial services, then you will be allowed to work and therefore have a work permit. That work permit is transferable. It is also renewable every year. So it is a good time at the moment to study in Ireland, particularly in accounting and finance. So the second undergraduate program we have is a business studies program. This is, I suppose, a more general program in the sense that it allows the student to study various different pathways. Currently, it is a 4-year program in duration. That may change over the next number of months for revalidation purposes, but currently is a 4-year program, with the 3rd year being a paid work experience year. So the first 2 years are spent in the college. Then you will be placed in a firm in an area that maybe you have expressed interest in, say finance, marketing, HRM, digital, etc. And so you go out and you do your year's work experience. That is paid work experience. Currently in Ireland, the average salary for somebody on work experience would be about 2,000 a month. So that's 24,000 euros a year. Then you would come back from your work experience year and you would go into the final year. The final year has 5 pathways. All of these pathways feed into, obviously their specific areas, but they also feed into the professional bodies relating to those pathways. So you can do a finance pathway and you will get exemptions from ACCA. Currently, the exemptions are 6, though we would hope it actually to be 7 this year. We are just finalizing that with ACCA. So you could do a finance pathway, you could do a marketing pathway, and you would have full exemptions from the Marketing Institute in Ireland up to their final exam, which is a 1 case study exam. You could do the HRM pathway. With regard to exemptions on HRM, you would have to apply individually to CIPD, the Chartered Institute of Professional Development, or you could do a digital pathway. Now, there is no professional body for the digital pathway. However, you may or may not be aware that in Ireland, we have, I think it's 9 out of 10 of the top social media companies in the world have their European headquarters. So we have Facebook, we have TikTok, we have Yahoo, we have LinkedIn, we have Amazon, etc., all operating from Dublin. Microsoft as well, and we have Apple in Cork. So there's and obviously Google have their headquarters here as well. So there is a lot of employment in those areas. Or you can decide to just do a general pathway. You don't have to take any particular pathway if you don't want to. So it is a 4-year program. The 3rd year is a year's paid work experience. And you have then the options of particular pathways when you go into your final year. Again, as it's an undergraduate program, the successful graduate would be entitled to and would qualify for the year's stay-back visa, which will allow you to find a job. And if you find a job in your specific area or in your particular area, which is business, which is very, very broad, if you're offered employment, then you can apply for and you will be given a work permit. And again, that work permit can be renewed yearly, and it is also transferable. You're not, you can start with one firm and you can just, if you move off to another firm, it is transferable. So that's our BA in Business Studies. They're the 2 undergraduate programs we are currently offering to students. The next program is a postgraduate program. It's a postgraduate diploma in accounting and financial services. Now, this has been running for 4 years. It's a relatively new program for us. We developed it in conjunction with the Irish government. The Irish government have a plan, and it will be renewed this year from 2020 to 2025 for financial services. The Irish government noticed or realized that there was a lack of good financial graduates for the financial services sector. As I mentioned earlier, we have an international financial services centre in Dublin, and they have 750 firms there. Those firms were finding it difficult to get the right type of employees with the right type of qualifications to work with them. So we developed this 1-year postgraduate diploma in accounting and financial services. In academic terms, I suppose it's split into 3 accounting subjects and 3 financial services subjects, though they would all be obviously financial services. So you have subjects such as advanced taxation, corporate governance, and strategic financial management. And then you have other subjects such as insurance, risk and insurance, investment and portfolio. And you also have what we refer to as a capstone subject called business policy with, business policy with, I was going to say statistics really. And then we also have at the end of this, so the graduate starts, this is a one-year program. You start in September and you work your way through till the end of the year, which is the end of May, beginning of June. Now, during that time, you'll be working with the placement officer and getting your CV ready and making sure and making applications to companies. After you finish your 6 subjects, you then go out on work experience for 12 to 14 weeks. Now, the idea behind this, not just to get people work experience, but is also to fit in with the Irish government's rules and regulations relating to, this is a level 9 postgraduate program. So the successful graduates are entitled to a 2-year stay back. So what we've done here is we've put the work experience at the end of the program, and you will then be placed in an accounting and financial services firm. If that firm have a position, a full-time position for you, they can then offer you that full-time position, and you can pretty much immediately get your work permit. It's just a matter of getting a letter from your employer to say, yes, they have a full-time job, it pays at such and such a rate, and then you present that to the authorities and they will give you a work permit. So the idea behind this postgraduate diploma was to fill the gap that the Irish government had required in terms of graduates for financial services, particularly in areas, and we've noticed even over the last 4 years, a lot of the graduates from here have gone to work in what we would refer to as risk analysis. So they're working in insurance companies, not just, accounting firms, and they're doing risk analysis for those companies. So also it fits in with the 2-year stay back for graduates. So a smart student would do this course, would ensure that they get a good placement, and then if they have that placement, and as long as the firm requires more persons on a full-time basis, they should be able to get themselves a full-time permanent position, which then gives them the work permit. And as I say, like any work permit, it is renewed each year and is transferable. To give you an idea of how successful this has been, out of all the students that we've placed, 70% of them have been offered jobs with the company that they've been placed with, and the other 30% have secured employment as well. But that's a very high percentage, that 70% of students have been offered jobs in the company that they're placed with regard to this particular program. So that's the first of the undergraduates. The second program is our Masters in Accounting and Finance. And this is a 2-year program. This particular program has become the first program in Ireland and the EU to be embedded with ACCA. ACCA, I mentioned them earlier, they are the largest professional accounting body in the world. And excuse me, therefore, this 2-year program allows graduates 2 pathways, well, 2 main pathways. The first pathway would be for those individuals who already have 9 exemptions from ACCA. They can do this accounting and finance degree, and at the same time, they can sit the ACCA final exams and qualify as accountants. So that basically over 2 years, you will have a master's degree, which is embedded with ACCA, and you would have been able to finish your professional exams with ACCA. The second pathway is for those individuals, and there are plenty of them there, who decide, look, I want to work in financial services. I don't particularly want to do professional accounting, but this Masters in Accounting and Finance will give you options to go and work for firms in areas like fund management, risk assessment, derivatives, etc. Companies like State Street, who were also down in our financial services centre, they do a lot of work of that nature, and they have taken on students of ours, graduates of ours from this course. Again, it's a 2-year program. Again, it allows the student to have a 2-year stay back visa, very important. So again, if you find a job in the area of accounting and financial services, and that job is at the criteria that's required, which Joyce will fill you in later, then you will have a work permit and you can renew that work permit. And just to let you know, I think, and again, Joyce can correct me, but I think after 5 years, you can apply for Irish citizenship if you want to. And over the years, and we are 25 years now, we have plenty of students who from, over 50 different countries who have come to Ireland and they've gone down this route and they have become Irish citizens. And remember, that gives you access to Europe. There are 26 other countries, well, 27 if you take the UK, 26 other countries in Europe that you have access to in terms of freedom of movement. So, it's not just about, though of course it's very important, about the education side of it. It's also about looking at your future, what can be offered, what Ireland can offer you, what we can offer you, and where you can go with this. Because a lot of students, as I say, you can do this in Ireland, and then you can use this as a springboard to other countries as well. It's not, you don't have to just stay in Ireland, but we would prefer if you do. Now, just to let you know, I put this in here, the postgraduate stay back visas. In the undergraduate program, of which we have two, the BA Honours Business Studies and Accounting and Finance, the graduate is entitled to pursue immediate employment in a relevant business field. And you have that for 1 year. In other words, you're allowed to stay back for 1 year, basically, with an undergraduate program. And if you find a job, the employer, it's very easy for the employer then to apply for your work permit. Equally, a postgraduate program, which we offer two, which is the postgraduate diploma in accounting and finance and our master's in accounting and finance, then you get a 2-year stay back visa. And if in that time you find suitable employment, then you may apply for a work permit, or the employer may apply for a work permit for you. We have, as I say, plenty of examples of persons who've done that. If you have a look at our website, www.icd.ie, the very first page will show you just a handful of graduates from various different years, both Irish and international, and the fact that they're working here and they have their work permits and who they're working for. Now, just to make the, just to reinforce this, if you like, professional body exemptions are very, very important. If you want to qualify as an accountant, in particular, if you need to do auditing, and you will have to do that, there are only 2 bodies now in Ireland that you can do that with. One is ACCA, which is the world's largest professional accountancy body. The other is CAI, Chartered Accountants Ireland. Both of them are excellent, but you need both of these legally to practice as an accountant. You need to be a member of one of these. So our undergraduate program in accounting and finance gives the successful graduate 9 exemptions from ACCA, which is the highest number of exemptions you can get. It also gives you 4 from 5 modules of Cap 1 from Chartered Accountants Ireland, and that's subject to your own results. The BA Honours in Business Studies currently has 6 exemptions from ACCA, but we are hoping that that's going to change to 7. And again, that's a good route to take. If you haven't, the business studies degree is for those students who haven't necessarily made up their mind, I suppose, about which area of business they'd like to work in. We have a marketing pathway, which gives you full exemptions from the marketing graduateship. And we have a HRM pathway, of which you have to apply individually to CIPD. And then, as I said, the digital pathway, there are no exemptions. Now, with regard to the postgraduates, they're at what we refer to as the professional level. So there are no exemptions from the postgraduate diploma in accounting and financial services, and there are no exemptions from the masters. We then get into the area of what is required for candidates. And in terms of the PG in accounting and financial services, candidates must have a minimum primary degree at level 8. Candidates who have completed all 9 papers in the fundamental stage of ACCA would be considered. And you must also, candidates with a degree at level 8 in the NFQ in a business area or equivalent accredited prior learning. For international students, what this means is that we will review, and the registrar's department will review all applications for either the PG and or the MA in accounting below here. These are the postgraduate programs. So don't be afraid to make an application. Whilst we are reasonably specialized, we are also open to persons with an economics background, a legal background, etc. With regard to, and Ms. Zhao will talk about this later, with regard to visas, if we stray outside of that, the visa office in Delhi will not look favorably upon, say, for example, maybe somebody with an IT background applying to a master's in accounting and finance. Okay, so these are the admission procedures. So I'm now going to hand over to our registrar, Ms. Zhao, and she will go through these for you. Okay? So Joyce, over to you.
Hi. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Could you? Okay. So Vincent, I may still need you to change the slides. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joyce. I am the registrar for ICD Business School. I will be now going through the admission procedures and also some queries regarding the visa procedures for you. And first, I would like talking to the admission procedures. Our office will be responsible for all applications from abroad. And stage one, and your agent will submit your application to our office either by email to joyce@icd.ie or sending to our central email, which is admin@icd.ie, with the following documents. We were looking for complete application forms, and we were looking for the proof of your English proficiencies, for example, like IELTS or TOEFL, Duolingo's, or different English results. And also we were looking for a copy of your first page of the passport, mainly to prove your date of birth. Now, for some students already in Ireland, we will require for a copy of the GNIB card. But if for the students coming from abroad, the first time, you will not having the GNIB card the time when you're applying. So we were not looking for this information. We were also looking for your highest qualification and also your educational transcripts. Those have to be in English versions. And we're also looking for a copy of your latest CV. The reason we're looking for a copy of your CVs, we just want to having a better idea. There's no gap between your education and also your work experience. Okay, thank you, Vincent. Stage two, our office will then process the application. We will let the agent know the outcome of the application in maximum 3 working days. We used to be interview for all students, and but we will from now on we will go through your applications. We will randomly pick up the students, and we will request an interview between the students and one member of the staff. And not all of the application, we will go through the interview stage. If your application is fine, we will issue the provisional offer straight away. And applicant then has up to 10 working days to decide whether they want to accept the offer. Now, for students in Ireland, we will require deposits and to secure the places. But if for the students coming from abroad, because the visa application rules, we will require the students to pay the first year fees in full. And upon receive the full fees from the applicant, a final offer letter together with the college receipt and also a transfer copy confirmation from the college bank. We will be issued that to you in maximum 2 working days once our accounts confirm the payment. Applicants then can arrange their visa applications with the relevant authorities. You can get their visa information. I will go through the visa documents in the next slides. Also, before the course commencement, the college will conduct the registration process for all the new students. And we usually will be put on a registration form. If you're still waiting for visas, you don't need to go through the registration process. Now, I just got a message from a chat box. Someone want to ask me questions? Please go ahead, from Abby. Hello? Did someone want to ask me questions?
Hello, madam.
Hi.
My name is Abhi. I have applied for the business administration course for the last year intake, and I got a rejection from the embassy side, and they were saying that due to lower marks, I got a rejection. So why is it happening like that? If the embassy is saying like that, if I'm having lower marks, then why the institution is accepting me? So I'd like to know about that. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, and we actually, this is not the first case we have seen recently. We did see a few refusal applications. The part of the reasons is their transcripts, their results in their transcripts in their degree is quite low. Now, we have also very strong cases. It really depends on your profile. If the students are having lower marks in their degree, but if they have relevant work experience, and we do thinking they have a very strong arguing point and to continue their studies. Now, it really depends on the individual cases. What I would suggest is that if you can email me your a copy of your CVs and your is there any gaps between when you finish your degree program until you got the job or got the offers from us, and I will have a analyzed for the situation and coming back to you. Would
Okay,
that
ma'am. I
be
have
okay?
already. That's totally fine, ma'am. I have already shared a mail. No problem. Once again, I will share it to your mail ID.
Sure. If you can forward me the details and, for example, the copy of the CV you have submit to the visa authorities,
Okay.
and I will have a look and see if you have a strong arguing point. All right. Now, it really depends on the student's profile. I have seen applications who doesn't have very high marks in their degree, but have very strong experience and they actually got the visas. So it's really hard to judge and without seeing the evidence, without see the details of your application.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Anyway, I will share you all the details to your mail ID. Then you can cross-check with it, and please let me know after that.
No problem. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, can we go through next slides, Vincent? Thank you. All right, the next stage is the visa process. Now, I would suggest everyone will be having a detailed look about the Irish visa guidelines. The website is irishimmigration.ie. This website giving very detailed information regarding your visa application, what supporting documents you will require. Okay, now, the most important is the financial support, and because they have recently changed the financial support living expenses from 7,000 euro to 10,000 euro since last August, which means if you're applying for a 2-year program, the master programs, you will showing that you have sufficient fund for the 2 years living expenses, which is 20,000 euro, plus the second year tuition fee. Okay, because the first year tuition fee you have submit to the college when you apply for the visas. Okay, so and also they were looking for a 6 months bank transactions. What the visa officer doesn't want to see is a big amount has been put it into the bank statement and there's no explanation. It's a big lump sum, but there's no explanation where the money coming from. Okay, now once your visa have been received, when you got your visa, when you can inform your agent. The agent can contact the college to inform us your arrival. We usually will issue a letter which you can use to show to the visa officer at Dublin Airport on your arrival to reduce the hassles you get when you arrive in Dublin Airport. Now, I've noticed students actually do not require, if you have the current final offer letter from the college, it can be used same as any other letters, okay? Now, Vincent, if you don't mind going to the next page. When you arrived in Ireland, all new students will be required to register with we don't call it Garda National, with the Irish Immigration Authority face to face. The irishimmigration.ie, the website, have given you the very clear and the detailed information regarding the registration when you're arriving in Ireland. The new rules is in that all students first time registered with Irish Immigration in Ireland, they have to booking appointment, they have to do it face to face. Used to be students can, if you're not living in Dublin, you can do in different local guard station, but now it's all centralized. No matter whether you're living in Cork, living in Kerry, or living in Dublin, all new students, if the first time arriving in Ireland, you have to booking appointment to register with the Irish Immigration Office in Dublin too, face to face. Now, as far as I know, and sometimes, particularly in September period, because all students arrive in the same times, the appointment is quite busy. Some students actually have been waiting up to 3 to 4 months to get appointment to register with Dublin office. But we have actually communicate with the immigration, hopefully from this September onwards, this situation can be improved. The student doesn't need to be waiting for that long, but we will wait to see. Okay, so when you registered with Dublin office, you will then be given up to a year visa until September 2026 if you're arriving for September 2025 intake. Okay, yeah, thank you, Vincent. Now this is a more for applicants residing in Ireland, and unfortunately this is not aiming to students in India. But briefly speaking, if the students say arrive in Ireland, if in next year, what you need to do is you will be renewed second year visa. For example, if you applied for a 2-year master's program. So what the procedure is, and if you applied first year master's in September 2025, September 2026, you need to pay your second year remaining fees for your master program. Once the college receives the second year tuition fee payment, we will then issue the visa extension letter for all the visa renewal cases in Ireland. All students can renew their visas online. You will not require to go into the immigration office in Dublin to face anymore. All applications, all renew applications can be done online. Okay, the details can be found at the same at irishimmigration.ie. Alternatively, if the students have any queries, they always can come into our office. We will give them guidance regarding how to renew the visa. Now, you will require to having a private medical insurance when you study in Ireland. Now, the Irish immigration does allow the first year new students to having a travel health insurance on the condition the travel health insurance will meet certain requirements. And so therefore students can buying a travel medical insurance in their own country for the first year only. When the second year, all students are required to get a private medical insurance in Ireland. And currently, the insurance companies in Ireland are VHI, and Leia, or Irish Lives. And if the student doesn't, now obviously this is for future information, if the students require further information on that, they can contact the office. We will give you further information. Okay, thank you, Vincent. Now, I just briefly mentioned regarding stay back visa and regarding long residency visa. For all the staying back visa, there's one, as Vincent said early on in his slides, that's called Stamp 1G. We call it also graduation scheme visa, which means for any level 8 undergrad program, students can get 1 year Stamp 1G. For any level 9 program, which is the master postgrad diploma programs, after completion, students can get 2 years Stamp 1G visa. Now, Vincent also mentioned about a training visa. In Ireland, there's a particularly category visa for accountancy graduates, particularly for degree graduates. For example, our BA Honours in Accounting and Finance, after completion, students can get ACCA F1 to F9 fully exemptions, and they can be called part qualified accountant. Those students, after completion their degree program, they can looking for training accountancy jobs. Okay, now has to be training accountancy related jobs, and they can then getting a job contract working full-time with those companies as a training accountant, and they can change their visa status to Stamp 1A. Stamp 1A is a category called training accountancy visa. This is only for accountancy graduates. It's not for any other courses, as far as I know. Okay. Now, both Stamp 1G graduation scheme visa and the Stamp 1A training accountancy visa can be calculated as your long residency status in Ireland if you do want to stay in Ireland further. For example, you will, once you're reaching the 5 years visa status in Ireland. Now, student visa is not calculated as part of the 5 years, okay? But Stamp 1A, Stamp 1G can be. You can apply long residency status visa, which is Stamp 4. And as soon as you satisfied 8 years currently, you can apply for Irish passport. Okay, now that's all the details regarding the Irish visas. Now, please, if you have any other questions for me, I'm here to answer. And thank you for listening.
Dear students, if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask, or else you can drop it in the chat box.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if students want to put their questions into the chat box, that's fine. I would just add that, just for those persons who may be unaware, we are in Dublin city centre. Dublin is the capital of Ireland. And Ireland, as I said before, is, we are right next to the UK. One of the important things I would point out when you live in Ireland is that you have access to Europe. We have a low-cost airline called Ryanair, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, low-cost airline in the world. And as long as you book in advance, you can get yourself to London, Paris, Rome, Vienna, Zurich, you name it, at very reasonable prices. What I will do now is I will actually just ask Manjunath Suresh, who is one of our quality officers, to perhaps just fill you in a little bit about living in Ireland and life in Ireland. So would you mind doing that, Manjunath? You need to unmute, Manjunath. Can you unmute?
Mr. Manjunath, can you unmute?
Can you unmute, Manjunath? No, we're not getting it. Manjanath, you need to unmute. Can
Okay,
someone
let me just check the settings. Maybe it is blocked.
Okay.
Let me just.
Right.
Perfect. I was just waiting for your permission, ma'am, to
Oh, okay.
speak. Yeah. So guys, hi. My name is Manjunath. I also came here on student visa, and fortunately, I got a job here in ICD Business as an quality officer. Uh, so the life in Ireland is different. Like you cannot compare the life which you have there in India. Uh, Now, when talking about the most important part is your accommodation. Okay, so we have a lot of references which you can find through online. We have different websites like Daft, we have Rentola. So all these websites you can refer for finding an accommodation. And obviously, the college will also guide you where you can register and find an accommodation. So that is one of the first thing which you are supposed to do once you get an admission here. And along with that, the another most important thing is the part-time jobs. So once you arrive here, you have to do part-time job, because you have to be here in Ireland for a long period of time. So you have to take an experience. So you can do a random job like I was working in a petrol pump, petrol station, which we say, as a cashier, to survive here. So you have to take care of your expenses. So that is also a very important thing which you are supposed to do if you are planning to come here in Ireland. And the most important thing is what I would like to suggest you is see, as an Indian, we'll be thinking that in India things are very easy, right? You can go here and there, you'll get cabs, taxis easily. So you might be shocked that it is very expensive in Ireland. So don't be, so tensed once you arrive here. So it will take some time to get adjusted, but one thing is for sure, Ireland is one of the best countries in Europe, and definitely you'll enjoy your stay here. And ICD Business School is one of the best colleges, frankly speaking, and you might get a lot of exposure to enhance your knowledge. That is very much important for us. So I wish that you all come to Ireland and study here in ICD Business School and get an exposure here. So that is what I would like to tell. All the very best, guys.
That was wonderful, Manjuna.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I was just wondering actually if maybe Sharon also would like to come in and just give us a little bit of her experience of living in Ireland as well. So Sharon, if you're there, would you mind?
we have, okay, can you unmute now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody. I think it's already evening in India. First of all, thank you so much for joining this webinar. It's these simple steps that you take whenever you're planning for a change. These are the simple steps that you take. It's the effort that you put into, get the much needed information to move on to the next process. So just like my colleague Manjunath spoke about, moving to Ireland as a student, it was the same for me. So having prior experience back in India, so I've been into the teaching field for almost 6, 7 years back in India. And then I moved here as a student to pursue my second master's degree. One very important thing that I've understood is communication that is much, much needed. Only if you open your mouth and keep asking, the required questions, you are going to get your answers, or you're going to get your steps. If there's no communication from your end, if there's no urge from your end to learn, to know what next, you're just going to like remain stagnant there. So if you have really decided to, move from your country to another country and build your life here from scratch, the first and foremost thing I would say is communication, no matter where you go, whether it's Ireland, whether it's UK, or whether any other country that you decide to go. And secondly, since you're all planning to move as a student here, out of my own experience, I've been a teacher back in India. I've been a student here, and now I do teach now. But I think the education system is completely different compared to what we see back in India. So here it's more or less that you need to be ready to put on that effort. So you need to make that extra effort and learn. So that is another important thing. And to talk about Ireland, of course, unlike Manjunath, I do not have any experience doing a part-time job, but I have seen people, trying to strike that balance between their academics and part-time. So you need to know how you exactly go and strike that balance. And to talk about ICD, I've been here for 6 months with ICD. Honestly speaking, it's a personal touch that they give you. But everybody, like whoever is there in the organization, will know each of you personally, will know you individually. So it's very rare that you get to experience that kind of an atmosphere, especially when you're new to a country. You need that kind of an atmosphere where people will know you by your name, people will know you where you're from, and at least something or the other that people will know about you. So I can very proudly say that I'm part of an institution which gives that personal touch to you. So it's not just academics that they try and build you, but they also see to it that you are comfortable in a new country. You are, setting your pace in a new country. So that's much needed. And of course, Vincent and Joyce has already given you an entire outline about the course, how to go about the visa. So I would just say these are all a process. You just need to, take it one at a time and at a slow pace, and you reach your destination. So all the very best to whoever manages to enroll yourself at ICD and get through your visa process. We are really waiting here to welcome you with a pretty open mind. So good luck, everybody. So that's all from my end, Vincent.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Thank you. Okay, well, I think from our side, unless there are further questions, we'll hand back to Ed Hoc.
Yes. And this was a very wonderful, informative and engaging session. On a personal note, when I saw the slide in one of the initial slides that you presented, it was written, the vision of ICD is to make the students enjoy the learning process. So when I saw that, a memory just flashed into my mind, which is one of my ICD student, former student, has shared the same experience with me as Mr. Manjunath and Ms. Sharon mentioned here. He was telling me how well the faculties in ICD is taking care of the students. So when I saw, I can assure you that definitely the students are enjoying the learning process in ICD, because I have heard this from many of the ICD students in person. So it was very engaging and very informative. And our experience with ICD is wonderful so far. So we have been associating with ICD from the very beginning of ad hoc, and they are ICD peoples are very proactive, and they respond to all our queries without any delays. And even they support us even after visa rejection. When one of the student asked about his visa rejection, so Joyce was very supportive, and she asked to share all the documents and all. So all these are the support from ICD towards the international students, which is a very positive thing. So my request to the participants is to make use of this opportunity and forward with the application for September 2025. And if you have any queries, please feel free to ask in the chat box, or you can unmute and ask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And I would also like to share a fact with the students that are listening to these sessions. We do get calls daily from students who applied through even through other agencies. Mostly they complaints about delay in getting an offer letter and delay in getting response and so many basically delays in communications. So you can avoid all this if you choose an agency like Ad Hoc that has direct tie-up with all the universities and colleges in Ireland. So all our counselors are well experienced in clearing all the queries. And even if you need any support from the college or university, we can connect them directly, which saves a lot of time for you. Maybe other agencies might be doing back to back, so they'll take much more time than Ad Hoc. And another important thing that I want to share is we do have an office in Dublin 24 where our students get assistance even after reaching Ireland. So to conclude, I just want to say if you are choosing Ad Hoc, then you are entering into a long-term relationship with us. So this journey does not end with a successful visa. We do provide assistance for accommodation, part-time. Even our students contact us when they need to change their visa from stage to stage. And to renew their insurance, they do contact us. So even just before entering into this session, one of my students shared the achievement of getting Global Excellence Award. So all these moments, we also like the ICD, we also treat our students very personally. So as I said, it's a very long-term relationships. So I would like to invite all of you to a long-term relationship with Ad Hoc. Have a very nice day.
Okay, thank you very much. Take care.
Same. Thank you. Thank you so much, all the participants. If you have any doubts, please forward or else we can end this session.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much. And we'll follow up with you, I'm sure, over the next couple of days.
Okay.
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 And I'll send I'll send the slides on to you as well, actually, when I think about it.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. We'll end the session now.